My tenant in my new property is not paying rent. Guys, I'm doing a video today about bad news that I'm experiencing with the second rental that I'm purchasing. I feel like I've mostly just been making videos with good news, and real estate investing is hard. Anybody who knows or who's done research knows that there's inherent risks associated with it. And I'm happy to say that I get to document that, but also unhappy to say because it means that something negative happened. Anyways, so let's talk about what's going on. So the property that I'm buying in the Midwest, and again, I have not released the name of the turnkey provider whom I'm buying the property from, because I wanted to go through the entire purchasing process to see how they act as a company before I release their name and potentially recommend them to others or destroy their reputation online if they do me wrong. I'm just kidding. Hell hath no fury like a YouTuber scorned. Do I qualify as a YouTuber with my 8.5 followers? 5 of which are me, 2 of them are my nan. But my tenant for the new property I'm buying in the Midwest that I close on in just a couple of days hasn't paid the rent, is not paying the rent in full. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make it known. Obviously, the corona issues have definitely exacerbated a condition that was already happening prior to coronavirus. Unfortunately, I was under the impression that they'd paid both May and April in full. I don't know why I thought that, because I went back to look through the emails and it was never explicitly stated. So I don't know if I just inferred it for some reason or thought I read it, but what they ended up doing, the turnkey provider gave me a call and said, hey, we want to be upfront with you. They're having some issues paying their rent. They have a plan in place with the property management company, and they are paying portions of it, but not a full 100% of it.
Okay, so I did what anybody should do in this situation. I immediately asked the turnkey provider to give me the statement history for the rent that had been paid on this property. And they sent me the statement that went from November 1st of 2019, my birthday, all the way until June 1st of this year. It's the 10th right now as I'm recording this. And I'm going to go ahead and walk you through line by line of what was paid and what's going on with this tenant and this property. And also give a little perspective of how the coronavirus, may relate to this. Because what they told me when they called me up and said, hey, we want to be upfront with you that there's this issue going on, they've had their hours cut due to what's going on in the country, which I completely empathize and sympathize with. Nobody could have planned for a catastrophe like this. But the very first case in America came here on the 21st of January. We didn't have any shutdowns in the nation until March. Okay, now let's start all the way back in November of last year. So November 1st, 2019, you can see right up here, the balance due is $875. It's rented at $875 a month. And they paid on the 6th of November, and the balance goes all the way down to zero. I don't know what this charge here is in the middle of November. It says NIPSCO for August. I don't know what NIPSCO is, but there was an $81 charge added in the month of November that does not get paid. On December 1st, $875 is due again, and you can see right here there was a partial payment on the 6th, a partial payment for $400. So they still have an outstanding balance plus that 81 from November. And we go down to January. In January, $875 is due again, and $875 was paid in full on January 3rd. So they paid off January, but there's still the outstanding remaining amount from December left over. February rolls around, $875 is due, and then a late fee gets assigned at the 6th of February, and then a convenience fee of 50 cents. I don't know exactly what that is. Okay, so on February 9th, a unnamed person went and paid the entire remaining balance from all previously past due amounts down to zero. Fantastic, right? That's great. Awesome. They're all caught up. Well, until 3 days later, right here on the 12th, when that check bounced, balance is not sufficient to cover the value of the transaction, and it went all the way back up to $1,506 again. Another late fee was assessed and assigned for $25 on the 16th of February, and then on the 28th of February, a payment of $1,056 was made, leaving the remaining outstanding balance of $475 still unpaid. We go down to March 1st. Now, March is where we actually start to see closures happen. Not on the 1st, but in the month of March. Month of March comes around, $875 is due. And there's a payment, again, another partial payment of $475. They throw a convenience fee on there, I assume with like a credit card or something like that. And on the 4th, somebody then pays $875 to pay everything off 100% and bring the grand total amount back down to zero. Fantastic. They've caught up. This is great. Now, again, this is before there's been any types of shutdowns. Work is not being affected yet in the U.S. So comes April 1st. $875 is due, no payment. May 1st, $875 is due, no payment. And then on the 21st, there's a, look at that, $20 credit card convenience fee. Ouch. But on the 21st, there was a payment made by the same individual who'd made these other payments, who isn't on the lease, for $720. That's good, $720, so bringing our grand total down to $1,050 owed. And then no other action all the way until June 1st, when another tick of rent hits, and now we're all the way up at a grand total owed of $1,925. The statement was sent to me on the 3rd of June. They had not collected any of that money yet. Now, it's been another week since then. It's possible some money has been paid, but I'm not sure. The point is, clearly, the tenant in this situation is having trouble keeping their head above water. And the coronavirus is exacerbating an already difficult situation. You can see how this clearly predates any coronavirus issues. And potentially, when I look up here for this charge for August, I'm not sure what happened in August, but something happened that followed them all the way to November and gave them a late fee of $81. So potentially this has been going on for even longer than that. But we know at least the last 7 months at this point, they've been struggling to make ends meet. Now, obviously, evictions is not even something that I would consider doing because of the coronavirus. First of all, who am I going to find to move in? Second of all, it's illegal right now. And third of all, because of the coronavirus and I'm just not a dirtbag person, I'm not going to try to kick anybody out.
Okay, so there's something that concerns me way more than the fact that the tenant cannot make their monthly rent payment, right? That's something I planned for. Heck, the lender won't let me not plan for it. You have to have 6 months worth of reserves for both the principal and interest of the mortgage and your insurances and your taxes set aside in a bank account, able to cover any and all expenses, just in case something like this happens and you go 6 months without making any type of money. So yes, while this is definitely one issue, the bigger issue here is I saw this property listed from the turnkey provider on May 1st. I didn't get a call letting me know that payment had been an issue until June 1st. I had the property under contract on May 2nd. So 30 days later is when I was finally told that there was an issue here that clearly has been ongoing for months. So that is a concern for me. Now, the people that I'm buying this property from come very highly recommended. And I spoke with them and I appreciated them reaching out to me and letting me know what was going on and not just letting me get blindsided by this. I'm not sure why they didn't let me know what was going on earlier. And I'm not sure why it wasn't advertised as potentially having an issue with the tenant. I haven't had an opportunity to ask those questions. I did, however, say when I spoke to the individual that I was concerned about this and I wanted the follow-up information, which they promptly provided to me. And there was another issue that was going on as well. I'm going to talk about that in a separate video about my appraisal. Essentially, when the appraisal happened, it appraised at the proper value, but came back with a couple of issues. Now, they said they were going to go ahead and get those taken care of because they were unknown. The tenant hadn't let them know that there was a problem. If they had, they would have fixed it. Again, that's a topic for a different video. What I said is what I would always tell people when I worked in construction and when I was in sales, right? You can judge a company by how well they do on their best day, right? When they come and they deliver exactly what they want, that's not a problem. That's easy. Every company can look good on that day. But what really sets apart a company or a business person from their competitors is how they act and respond on their bad days, when something doesn't go right, when things break. I used to install granite. What if it chips? What if 3 years from now your beautiful granite countertop gets a big old divot in it because someone does something dumb? And that warranty that you have that we gave you, is it really as easy as you think it is to use? Because let me tell you what happens when you call Home Depot and you pull that trick from the office and you pull Home Depot up. Yeah, you're on hold. Good luck talking to any real person or anyone at all, right? Okay, now call my company. We answer right away. We schedule you an appointment to have somebody come out and make a repair at no cost to you at all. Not a single penny. we'll come out and we'll fix it. That is how you judge a company. How good are they when things don't go according to plan, or when something's broken, or when something happens, or when you're embarrassed because you made a mistake, or you forgot to communicate something, or you just didn't know because you didn't do the research before you communicated what you were selling, right? That's what I'm interested in seeing, because if this company comes out on top and does the right thing and does their best to go the extra mile to make things right, I will be extremely happy to highly recommend them to anyone out there who wants their information. But on the other hand, if they don't, well, I'm going to have to be very wary continuing to go forward and do business with them. Guys, if you like this video, please leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, give me some interaction. Remember, I am your duly elected sheriff of the internet, and I'm trying to sell out so that I can, retire, kick back with my Scrooge McDuck money bags. And how am I going to do that if I don't get sponsored by like Webull and all these other people? Just think about it. Just think about it. You too could watch my channel. Instead of getting 15 minutes of premium content chocked full of all the best information, I could slam that thing so full of like affiliate advertisers that you could just sit there and pull your hair out like you do, or like I do when I watch Graham Stephan. But come on, you don't want to miss that opportunity. We'll catch you guys later.